guys, here comes the shooter. Yeah, he's ranking stuff. Hey guys, this is Shooter, and I'm back with a second episode of Shooter Rank Stuff. This time we're going to be ranking the top 10 grunge bands. And for this list, I've scoured the internet for a list of grunge bands here and there. For my list, though, I left off a bunch of bands like Green River, Malfunction, Mother Love Bone, others like that, because those eventually turned into other bands. So a lot of those are the offshoot of like Pearl Jam and whatnot. So I didn't add those. And as hard as it hurts, I left off Temple of the Dog, even though basically all it is Chris Cornell with Soundgarden. With Pearl Jam. That's all that was. So I left them off. I left off other just alternative bands because this is just a grunge list. So bands like Oasis and Blues Traveler and all those types, they're not on here. Green Day, none of those. So that's all I got to say right now. So let's just roll the intro and get started with this mammy jammy. Number 10, Everclear. Alright guys, at number 10 I have Everclear. And I would have them a little bit higher on this list, but I feel like later on in their career they got away from the grunge sound with their more commercially successful albums like not Sparkle and Fade, but So Much for the Afterglow. With all them big hits like I Will Buy You a New Life, that wasn't grunge, but like World of Noise and Sparkle and Fade, I feel did have that grunge sound enough to have them on this list, but I just put them at 10 for that so-called reason right there. I still love this band. They had a great 3-man band sound, and I love the song Santa Monica. All that great stuff off of Sparkle and Fade. Well, that's about all I got to say about Everclear. On to the next one. Number 9, Candlebox. Alright guys, at number 9 I have Candlebox. And normally a band with only like 2 big hits wouldn't be on this list. But I Love You and I love Far Behind from their debut album. Candlebox that much. They're still heavily played on the radio, and they're still heavily played in the Shooter playlist on YouTube or whatever when I'm just listening to music and whatnot. Them 2 songs were just great. That's why they're at 9. I got them above Everclear, and I know that was a hard choice for me, but like I just said previously about Everclear, their later stuff, it was more alternative, not grunge. So, but really, that's about all I got to say about Candlebox, because they really only had 2 songs. I keep saying that, but really, that's all they had. All right, on to number 8. Number 8, Local H. All right, at number 8, I have Local H. I just love this band. 2-man band is what this was. Precursor to the White Stripes, that 2-man band sound. I really loved As Good as Dead album. I believe that's what it was called. The song Eddie Vedder. High-fiving motherfucker. I still love listening to that fucking shit, cranking it. And what was that one song? You just don't get it, keep a conversation, and you learn to accept it. You're so pathetic, and Yeah, so that was a very, very good album. I I just love it, love it. I love some of their later albums, even though they weren't really commercially successful as much as that one. And that's why I have them on the list as opposed to some other bands like that I kept off. Like, I mean, spoiler alert, like Our Lady Peace and maybe Hole, because I just didn't really get into Hole. But I did get into Local H, and I still listen to Local H to this day. And they still tour. Maybe not the big arenas and whatnot. I hope they come around here, play like a local show one day, because I really like to see them. But that's all I got to say about Local H. I'm trying to keep in this video short as I can. On to the next one. Number 7, Nirvana. All right, here we go. This is probably where I want to get some flack.
Oh my God, how can you not have Nirvana? Your number one band, or at least in your top 3.
Well, let me tell you, I never got into Nirvana. All right, I just didn't. I just didn't like I just didn't like the overall tone of the man. I didn't like the songwriting. I didn't like Kurt Cobain's lyrics. I didn't like his singing. I mean, he was a great guitar player, and I mean, what he done for a generation, I understand. That's why he's on this list, Nirvana, because we wouldn't get a bunch of these bands that's on here if it wasn't for Nirvana. Yes, they're the face of the generation to many people's minds. I just don't get it. I don't like them that much. I mean, there are a couple songs now that I do enjoy, like Come As You Are and Lithium and In Bloom. I really love those songs. But I mean, I never did like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I sure as shit didn't like that fucking heart-shaped box song. That was just, no. No, thank you. So, I mean, I understand I'm going to get some flack for this. So, come at me, bro. Come at me. I just don't like them. I think they're overrated. Overrated. All right. On to the next one. Number 6, Bush. All right, at 6 I got the British band Bush. I love their album 16 Stone. That's why they're way up above all these other. It just had so many great songs on it, and I love that movie Fear with Marky Mark. And when they played that song "Come Down" in it fit that movie so perfectly. That's when I became a fan of Bush, when I watched that movie and heard that song in it, and I love it. The reason why they're so far down, though, they're at 6 and not in my top 5, is because, I mean, you got 16 Stone, and you had a couple albums after that, but I mean, nothing that really lived up to 16 Stone. So that's why they're at where they're at in my list. Nothing more. I mean, I really love them. See, that's the thing about grunge. It was just so popular for like a short period of time, but like some of the music, man, it's just. And then Bush was right in there. Bush was right in there. Everything's in. You know, all them great songs they had. But on to the next one. Number 5, Soundgarden. All right, guys. At number 5, I have Soundgarden. And before I go a little further now, I just want to say any of these bands in my top 5, you know, they're this close neck and neck. I mean, these are some great bands, okay? So I may understand it might catch a little flack for having Soundgarden all the way at 5, but you got to understand these bands here, they're right here. And I love Soundgarden, and I loved Chris Cornell's vocals. So if this was vocals now, he's probably number 1. But this is an overall band, like, and I love Soundgarden, but just the bands above them I like just a little bit more. So there's nothing against the band. I love Super Unknown album. It's a great freaking album. Black Hole Sun, love that song. I mean, Spoon Man, all these great songs. I mean, they were the face of a generation, in my opinion, too. Right there. Right up there. In the Mount Rushmore, we definitely have Soundgarden up there. But that's all I got to say. I'm trying to keep this video short, as I said before. Let's go. On to the next one. Number 4, Alice in Chains. All right, at number 4, I have Alice in Chains. I love this band as well. I think what sets this band apart, other than some of these other bands, is that they have 2 singers, lead singers that could be lead singers for any band in the world, Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell. Plus, Jerry Cantrell is probably the best of the guitar players. They borderlined on that heavy metal sounds, and their harmonies. Oh my God, their harmonies! Their harmonies can compete with the harmonies of bands of yesteryear. I mean, they're up there. I challenge you to listen to some of these Alice in Chains songs with the headphones on and just feel it. I mean, listen to the great harmonies. I mean, top notch, a top 10 harmony band. I mean, I put them up there with the Beatles and Eagles and other great harmony bands. I mean, check that shit out. I want y'all to do that. Do that, okay? Listen to Alice in Chains in the headphones. Listen for them harmonies. All right, on to the next one. Number 3, the Stone Temple Pilots. All right, at number 3, we got the Stone Temple Pilots, a San Diego band. For many years, this was probably my favorite 90s band. Here over the last few years, though, the bands I had before, I've grown to like them just a little bit better. But like I said, I mean, it's neck and neck. I mean, the Core and the Purple album, man, oh man, those are fucking classics. Fucking classics. Some of their later albums, though, kind of hurt them because I don't know. I liked them back then, but today I just don't listen to them as much. But I mean, Core and Purple, great. I love their Creep song much better than the Radiohead song of the same name. Plush is a great fucking song. Interstate Love song is a great song. Vaseline, I love all these classics. I mean, but like I said, that was my favorite '90s band forever. But I mean, it's just like these bands. I mean, as we grow, our tastes become a little bit different. Nothing bad about the band. I still love them. Still love them. All right, on to the top 2, baby. Number 2, Pearl Jam. All right, here we are at number 2, Pearl Jam. What can we say about Pearl Jam that ain't already been said? I mean, they're out there, man. They're still out there making music, still selling out big stadiums. One of the most popular bands in the world. Pearl Jam 10 is probably one of the greatest debut albums of all time. I mean, let's look at some of the songs on that album. Black, Alive, Even Flow, Jeremy. I mean, shit. A great song like Yellow Ledbetter didn't make the cut of that album. I mean, come on. But that's what hurts them over this other band that I got is that, I mean, they made some good albums after that, like Yield and Vitology and Versus, but they never really had the same, like, it wasn't just never as good as 10. It seemed like they was always trying to replicate that. But still, I love Pearl Jam. Like a lot of people probably figured this would be my number 1 band, but I mean, you should figure out who number 1 is at this point if you haven't already. So, without further ado, let's head that way. Number 1, the Smashing Pumpkins. All right, we've reached the top spot, and it's the Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, come on. Really? You say. What sets them apart? Well, they just have that great sound, and I feel like Billy Corgan is one of the most interesting people in rock music history. I mean, this guy, just look at him, listen to him, follow him on Twitter. I mean, this guy here, he has one of them voices where he can sing low, he can sing high, he can do everything in between. He can do that little talk singing stuff that some of the best lead singers do. I mean, and then just he's a wrestling promoter. He owns the NWA. I mean, he's a big Christian who hangs out with Marilyn Manson. This is like his best friend. I mean, come on. What's not to like about this guy? I mean, Billy fucking Corgan. I mean, come on. I love him. I love this band. Butterfly with Bullet Wing or whatever. Zero. All these songs. The double album is like one of my favorite albums. That back when I used to do the LSD, a little bit on the tongue. Used to love listening to that album. One of the best ones. Siamese Dream. I mean, come on. And they kept getting good, putting out good albums. Like, yeah, they touched a little bit on the emo side, but what some of them bands didn't back then. I mean, even Green Day went emo. But I really love them, and I think if you have never checked out, I mean, some of you might not have checked out, heard of the Smash Pumpkins. I know. I mean, what the hell? Check them out. I mean, come on, just listen to them. Their music speaks volumes for themselves. I mean, so there you go. My number one, Smashing Pumpkins. All right, fellas, ladies and ladies, and all of that. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Follow for more videos like this. I think the other guys, they got some Flashback Friday or Throwback Thursday. That's what it is. Throwback Thursdays videos in the pike, so look for that. Selminator has that giveaway video, so it's still going on until Thursday, so y'all check that out. Share the video and all that. Tell your friends about it. I have another one of these videos coming. I'm going to try to do this once a month. A shooter rank stuff video, so I don't know what it is. I have suggestions. Give me suggestions in the comment what you would like to see shooter rank next. All right. As always, people, stay cool, because shooter's out.